I ran when I was a young boy, and now I'm finally to the point where like these childhood goals I had, I'm doing them now. Like the run across Iowa. I thought about that when I was a little boy. And now I'm just kind of see how I can finish the story of it all and hopefully inspire some people along the way to do the same.
You gotta pick that cadence up here.
Robbie Erickson is a volunteer track and cross-country coach at Collins-Maxwell, a 1A school district in Story County. Coach Jerry Meinertz knows it would mean a lot to the athletes and the community if their teams could host meets on their home track.
It was 3 years ago we finished our new track here in town. Being a small rural area, we didn't have the funds to add on a timing system. If you go to a meet these days that doesn't have fully automatic timing, that time doesn't count. And if you want to have a successful meet, you need a good timing system.
So I know like what having that timing system would mean for like especially my senior year to be able to have a home meet would just be really, really cool.
Look at you go. Hey, get deep there.
You know, me and Jerry spend a lot of time together, have a lot of good talks and stuff. And he brought up this timing system a few times and many times, and how beneficial it would be. But just like, how are we gonna get it, man? Like, we can try like have some bake sales, have a pickleball tournament, maybe get it in 3 or 4 or 5 years. And then it just clicked.
And he's like, Coach, I think we're gonna get you that timing system because I'm gonna run across Iowa. And I was like, well, if anybody can do it, Robbie could do it.
Robbie's goal was not just to run across Iowa, but to break the record for the fastest known time of 3 days, 22 hours, and 49 minutes. In support, the Collins-Maxwell Athletic Boosters launched an online fundraiser for the timing system, and the community rallied behind the cause.
He runs a lot, obviously, and runs really far distances, but like this is a whole nother stretch and a whole new thing he's like opening up, and I was like, wow, that's a crazy feat. I didn't know anybody has ever done that before, and I just think that's amazing that he's not doing this for himself at all. He's doing this for the school.
We always talk to the kids about, you know, we got to get out of our comfort zone, all right? And he's like, Coach, I'm going to show them what it's like to get out of your comfort zone.
Preparing for a run of this magnitude requires a lot of physical training, but ultra running is as much about strategy and resilience as it is about fitness. To succeed, you need a mix of smart training, strong mental preparation, and meticulous planning.
You always want to be prepared for whatever you could end up facing. So the first thing I always have is some kind of windbreaker. Car keys are always stashed away safely. Extra cell phone battery charger with me, some baby food, emergency blankets, cell phone right there, toilet paper, a little extra money, enough water for the day, and you're good to go. So I started thinking of how I could come up with a plan that was natural for me. My objective is 5 miles every hour and a half. If we stick with that, I will finish in 3 days in 12 hours. And it breaks it all down into a very manageable approach because it really is just a bunch of 5 and 6 mile runs.
All right. There's some good climbs, that's for sure. Getting out of Omaha was kind of wild. There's a lot of ice and a lot of traffic. It's just beautiful though. Absolutely beautiful out there so far. I love it. I ain't stopping now. That'd be foolish. I love you guys.
Love you.
I'm not even worried about it, you know. Ultimately, my goal is just to make it across the state. That's all I wanted to do when I was little. That's all I want to do now. We have the plan to break the record. I have the motivation to break the record, but if things go south and we have to take time solving issues or I need time, it's okay. I'm not worried about it. Once you eliminate fear, there's nothing scary about solitude. You know, I've been a single, full-time single dad for my daughter's whole life, so I'm a product of solitude in many ways. 92. Yeah, pretty much the whole way. This is probably the safest route. You can take any route you want across the state of Iowa for the FKT attempt. It doesn't have to be a specified route.
Robbie runs day and night, catching only a few hours of sleep before pressing on. He is supported by a crew of family and friends along the way.
We just come out in the morning and start following him, and usually follow him right up till dark, and then we go home and we take care of things at home that we need to take care of.
Our role is to follow behind, to take Cypress with us when it's needed, and to wash his toe socks.
I am trying to make sure he has everything that he needs and make sure that I'm being the most helpful I can. Sometimes that's not saying anything, sometimes that's talking his ear off. I'm just trying to like figure out what I can do that's gonna help it make everything a little easier for him. It just fills my heart so much to like see him go out and be able to do stuff like this. It's like my absolute favorite thing in the world to come and like watch him and support him. I love it.
I think it's great that everyone's coming out and supporting him. He's really motivates him to do what he knew he could do from the start.
Every time that you go from solitude to the company of someone else, it lifts your soul.
Late in the run, current and previous record holders Taylor Ross and Paul Noble came out to support him in surpassing the records they had set.
Taylor came out a couple times, and Paul Noble, the current record holder, decided on a whim he's going to come out and run with us through the remainder of the night. And it just became such a magical, special moment to share with these guys. And I'll be out there doing the same thing with them the next time someone comes through.
Most ultra runners agree, the last miles are brutal, but they're also what make the finish so rewarding.
When I was 26 miles out, I asked Caitlin Shoemaker, who was my head crew at the time, I said, what kind of pace do I have to hold to beat Paul's record? And so she very wisely decided to lie to me and say that I had to run faster than I did to accomplish the goal. And she said, can you do it? And I said, my head was on the dashboard at this point. I was sitting next to her in the car, just trying to warm up a little bit because it was getting real chilly and windy, really cold and windy. Like the wind was biting. And I looked at her and I just said, I don't think I can, but I'm gonna try.
In the end, Robbie crossed the Mississippi River and completed the 276-mile run in 3 days, 21 hours, and 22 minutes.
My goal was to raise $35,000 for the school here and then beat Paul Noble's record as well and accomplish both. Just don't quit. It's just never a good day to quit. Always focus on the solutions, not the problems. And as long as you can do that, I feel like there's no mountain too high. I truly do.